Okay, so make your pass. Now freeze. What's your job without the ball? What do you think her job is? Girls? Is it just to run the floor? Get a big advantage. What's a big advantage? Be open, on balance, and in range. Are you a three-point shooter? So maybe you're going to go right to the rim and post up. Maybe you're going to cross the other side. It doesn't always have to be bump the baseline. Okay? So we have to create advantages when you, okay? So, but if we have somebody who's open, get it to them. You're attacking. Play. Here we go. Robin's in. Find the open person. Going the other way, going the other way. You keep subbing in, Dano, when they come back, right? Here we go. Push it up. So we're working on find the open player, find the open player, find the open player. Who's open? Find the open player. Find the open player. Keep our spacing. Go, 3, go. See, your spacing was here. Now the defense was able to match up sooner. Keep your spacing so they have to go. Find the open player. Here we go. Play, keep playing, 3 on 3. That's it. Good block. Can you see that the tempo they're playing at is a little faster than what they can control? And that's what you'll find is you should never play faster than your ability to control the ball or control your body. And sometimes you got to slow down with the ball to see things. And freeze, now. Freeze. Let's rewind. This is where you have to start helping them with decision making and compare and contrast and analyzing. You're coming down, and how many defenders do you see? Is this a small advantage, big advantage, or neutral right now? Why? And what have they got? Have they got the basket protected? Have they got pressure on the ball? Kind of. Are they matched up? But what do you know is your secret weapon coming? Did you wait for Claire? Did you give Claire a bigger advantage? How can you help Claire get even more open? Do you have to tell her that? Or do you trust that she's going to do it? One of the most important concepts in the game is enlarge the space. Make the advantage bigger. How can you make the space that Claire is going to be even bigger? Come back here again. Where was the open space? Make that space even bigger. Where do you want to dribble to? Oh! Does this make it an even bigger space for her to run into? Yeah. And then you got to know that that's what I'm waiting for. I'm looking for that. Okay, let's rewind and play. Now you know that they're probably going to, but I still think it's there. You can't go till she crosses. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's all right. Go. But you got to help them with the decision making and understanding the concepts. Find the open player. How do you make the space bigger? Good. Keep finding the open player. Find the open player. Find the open player. Now you're going to have to build something. And stop. Okay, give me Robin, go right there. White, let's go 5 on 5. Give me lanes and alleys across here facing that way with Robin with the ball. Red match up on defense facing that way. Robin's in the lane, alley, lane, alley, lane. And red's on this side though, facing them. Face Robin. Match up and face. Yep, match up on everybody. Now, we're still going to work on finding the open player. I just call this one flow. That's better. Okay. Robin's going to pass. We're going to go down, and this time we're going to mix it up. Emily, you and Robin have got to cross, like Rick did. So go, you're running and crossing. One more pass to Claire. You're going to be our first big. Okay? Pass to Deb. You got to step back to the white line as a trail. You're trailing up. You're the guard now. Okay? And we're playing. Everybody understand? Let's start it. Here we go. You girls just make your subs over there. White and red. Here we go. Here we go. Find the old players. Do we have any advantages? Neutral, neutral. See all those neutral dribbles, Deb? Did Emily? Good pass. And stop. So I need you to see the drill. We'll keep coming back to this. Let's set it up again. Same people now. Let's make the subs now. Set it up, same people, same place. Now, I want to create an open player. So white, you're facing that way. Red, I'm going to point at one of you. You got to come and slap my hand before you play. Does that make sense? You ready? Don't you look, Claire. Find the open player. Find the open player. Who's open? Who's open? Who's open? Find the open player. That was good. So I'm trying to create a situation where there is someone open. Now, the best thing was that Robin actually helped them out and said, I'm the open player. Because a lot of times they'll run down there like, okay, but that was great. Robin, there's a high five coming at you. That was good. Subs, here we go, subs. White scored, they keep it. White scored, they keep it. Red, I might point at two people this time. In fact, I'm going to point at two people. Red, I'm going to point at two people. And you got to come tag my hand. Ready? Here we go. Okay, here we go. So that's a huge advantage. But again, all I'm trying to show you is I can manipulate what I'm trying to get them to work on. And with my little girls, that's a great drill for them. I'll keep coming back to this one. So that was finding a big advantage. Now we're going to work at using an advantage. So let's come down. Red's an offense. Red, give me 4 out, 1 in. So 4 out, 1 in. Corner, swing, corner, wherever you want to be on. Now, we're going to start, and more in this swing here. We're going to start you right here, and you're going to be in an overplay, deny position. Really extreme overplay. Now, do we have a small advantage somewhere as girls? Who has a small advantage on offense? Hand up. Do you see the small advantage? Now we have to use the small advantage. Now that does not mean, your name again is? Tanya is going to score, does it? She's going to use it, but then she has to be able to pass that advantage on to other people. Now, I like to start from this static sometimes when I'm first teaching, so she gets a chance to plan ahead. What might happen on this pass? Okay, so if she helps, what's your plan? That's right, are you a three-point shooter? I don't know, is she? Okay, if you are, go ahead. If you're not a three-point shooter, what might you do? Attack the closeout or step in. Okay? What happens if, who else might help? Okay, then what would your plan there? Autumn, what would your plan be? Okay. What happens if Emily rotates and they have a double switch? In other words, help. You got to be prepared. Okay, so I'm just trying to get them thinking a little bit. Okay, so Claire, really out there, deny. Ready? Play. Here we go. Oh, hot spot. Good hot spot. Yes, keep fighting. Okay. So again, It's kind of slow and controlled at first, but I want them to understand and be thinking a little bit, analyzing and evaluating. And early in my season especially, I want them to do that. I want them to take some time to think about where those advantages are. Okay, let's look at another one. Ball's here at Tanya this time. Everybody's in good defense, but you're going to get caught staring at the ball. Does this ever happen, coaches, where your help side defender gets staring at the ball? And you're down there a little bit. Okay, who has the small advantage? What are you going to do against this? Is that a good move, you think? Tanya, you like that one? What's going to happen? What do you think might be some scenarios here? Yeah? So what's going to happen then? How can you make sure that she doesn't help? Good. Fakes. Oh, there's a new concept. Okay, you ready to play this one? Play. Oh, make your cut. Where's your cut? Okay, subs. So again, I'm just giving you some ideas. But find a small advantage that appears, let them play out of it. Now, we would then get transitioning. We would then add some transition. So girls, we're going to play some transition. So now we're going to play here, down, and back. So, who's ball on offense? White ball right here. And Anna. Now we're going to start, who's going here? Mia? Amaya. You're going to start here. You're going to slap my hand. And that's how we start. Whichever hand I put out, you got to slap it. Who has a small advantage? Okay, let's think about this. What if you penetrate that way? Might be your options. Just think about it. If you're going to pass to Deb, when? When would you? Okay. What if she just faking? Are you going to? What if Dana helps? Well, what if Vanessa, right? What if Vanessa helps on Deb? But what happens if she drops and takes? Oh, you can process all that? What if I mess you up and make you go that way? Okay. Deb, what would you do if she drove this way? Oh, gold star. Why are you doing that, though? Why not move out that way? See, I want her to understand why. She had knowledge, but I got to know if she has understanding. See the difference, coaches? Is she just a robot who has knowledge, or does she understand why she should move there? Why? Leadership voice with confidence. Yeah. If you go that way, Vanessa, can you guard two people? Step out to the short corner. Can you kind of guard Naya and Deb? Yeah. Remember, enlarge the space. This is the space that's open. Make it bigger. Make it bigger. And the other thing it does, it creates an angle. Angle passes are the passes that get layups. That's the one that creates the big advantages, angles. Okay, you ready? You got all that processed? A lot of thinking going on. Remember, we're transitioning. Safety, red. Go, red. Transition. Find the open people. Find the open person. Find the open person. Use any small advantage we have. Freeze. Let's come back this action right here. Deb, tie your lace. Safety is my number one responsibility as a coach. So if I see a lace, I got to make sure she gets that tie. My most important job is safety. Got to have a safe environment. Set that ball screen again. Okay, girls, was this a big advantage created from this? Small advantage? Was it neutral? Or was there a disadvantage? Set the screen again. What happened? What do you think? What do you think, Roselle? Did you guys have a small advantage? Or was it neutral? I think it's neutral. It was neutral. Right? The switch. And that's what we're finding a lot now is if a lot of your actions that you run involve screening and people switch, a lot of it becomes neutral. unless you're really creating mismatches and your players know how to play off switches. Because with a short shot clock, people just switch things all the time. And on our team with the seniors, really, the only screen really was something involving Maya, our number 1 and our number 5. Might have been the only screens that really caused problems on a switch. Kia nursing a switch on a screen with a 5 is no problem. It's like she's probably sometimes the better defender, right? She competes in it. So you have to understand, when you run actions, are you creating advantages? And you've got to be prepared for what people are going to do to them. Not just what the team you play all the time does. What's the best team you're going to play this year do? And that's what I tell coaches. You've got to prepare for the storm. The storm is the game. When you lose it, your season's done. We all have one of those games. And you're always preparing for the storm. And you have to prepare for the storm in the calm weather. You can't wait to get in the storm and all of a sudden say, oh my goodness, we're not ready for it, let's do this. And what usually happens is, if you haven't prepared for the storm, when you get in the storm, you start describing the storm. Oh my goodness, we're turning the ball over. Stop turning the ball over. Oh my goodness, we're not making any shots. Come on, we're not hustling. You're not playing well. You're describing the storm. That's the worst thing you can do for players in a big game, is describe the storm. You should say, hey, remember the plan? When they switch, this is how we're going to attack it. We had a plan for that, and we worked on that. Great. Now we can do it. So you have to have planned that. Oh, and not just what you do to beat the team across the street. What's the team on the other side of the province or on the other side of the world doing that you've got to be prepared for? Okay, so we had a neutral action. So neutral means we needed another action. What was your solution to this? Pass, make the pass. Do we have any advantage yet? Yeah, but you had to tell them. And where do you want the ball, Dana? Up. Right? But Dana, you were a big advantage, but you had to tell them, because you may not have saw it, right? And that's what you're going to find, is players a lot of times don't recognize that they have a big advantage, and they just kind of stand there. Because the play said maybe that Dana's supposed to come up and set a screen for Rizal. Right? Maybe she's supposed to come up and screen on that pass, but she already had a big advantage. Well, forget the screen, take the big advantage. Okay? So play from there, Dana. Play. For transition, one more time. Here we go. Play. Find the open person. Tack the middle. Freeze. Whoa. Okay. Right here. This is close to a disadvantage. I'm going to simulate a disadvantage. Great defender. Let's say a great defender on an average ball handler. Starts to dribble fast into a tunnel. Okay? How many of you have your players who would keep dribbling to the corner? That's my little team. So this is where I call violation. Like the old hash mark. If they do that in my practice, I go, whistle, tweet, you're in the tunnel. You didn't get out of the tunnel. That's a violation, because I just know you're going to dribble down there. So what we really work on, I want you to solve this. What do you think is a good way to avoid the tunnel? Yeah, pullback crossover. Work your pullback. You're going to guide her. So we're going to play with a pullback crossover and play. You pass, you're probably a cutter, right? Yeah, play. Here we go. Now we're playing. So she has solved the problem. She avoided the disadvantage. Whoa, freeze. Do you not like her? Was she open? Then why didn't you give her the ball? See, this is where those frustrating. Can you sense as my coach, my frustration level's rising? Like I'm like she was wide. Does that happen to you as a coach? All the time. And we want to know why are you not doing that? Okay? But it's important that she understands why she didn't do it. Because she probably has a good reason. But she may not be able to tell us. The younger they are, you're going to get, I don't know. And a lot of times because they don't know. Because they don't have the language to describe their thoughts and their feelings. Does that make sense? So you have to be patient with that. But try to help them. What was your thought process there? Okay, so you were anticipating a back cut. But what was the defender doing? She was sagged. So should she have back cut? So I would say we got to expand your vision. Don't just watch her. You've got to expand your vision to watch this. Play from here. Play. Here we go. Ten, 9, 8, 7, and stop. Okay, subs. Now, let's look at actions. So red ball, give me our 4-1 in, and a high post. Red, need 5 reds. Actions. I'm going to give you some actions that were popular at the Olympics, just to give you some. I'm not saying this is what you should run. Remember context. But I want you to understand the purpose of some of these actions. So let's say we're coming down in transition. Back here, Lauren. Autumn, you've gone down as more as a first big. Let's say you've trailed up Tanya as a trailer. Okay? So this is a very popular action that a lot of teams are running. It's called weak motion or motion weak. The Lakers are running. Ooh, you know. Spain runs it, Turkey runs it, all the top teams are running. And basically what they're doing is they're coming down, trail up, pass, more in the top, right in the middle there, Tanya. Pass, cut hard. Now normally what happens in a lot of situations in offenses is this player, Lauren, is a really good player for you. San Antonio runs it, that's a Tony Parker. Okay, for Spain, it's one of their top guards. They want her to get the ball back. But if she goes through the corner, raise up, back door, it takes like 4 or 5 things before you get the ball to one of your better players. So what people are doing now is they're running into here, just right to here, to the logo. Rick was calling the logo. And now I just want you to exit to the other swing. Pass. Freeze. So all it did was get a ball reversal and got the ball back to one of the better players quickly. She does not have a big advantage. That is not a cut to shoot off of. It's a cut to gain a positional advantage. And I think you have to think sometimes, especially if you're coaching higher levels, you must run actions to get a ball in a position to set up what you really want to do. The problem with a lot of the offenses that we're running with pass cut fills is sometimes you don't get the ball in a good position to create angles to pass inside or score inside. And I'm going to tell you, as the game gets higher, it's still about scoring at the rim, and it's not going to be little guards driving double gaps. That one goes by the wayside pretty fast as you get to bigger levels. So we need to get the ball inside some with some positional play. Okay? So we've now got, Lauren, you want to catch it more on what we call the angle. So you're trying to catch it more on the angle right there. Now, lots of different things that happen from this. Autumn, you can raise up. No, stay down. My mistake. Spain runs this is Spain's best player, Torrance. What they do with her is they run a cross screen. So they're getting a two guards screening for their big. Okay? You're up. You raise up. No, you stay down on. Cross screen for the big. So what they're trying to get is, if you want to switch, you're going to have the big here. Go. Down screen, or screen the screener. You're running off. And if you're watching Brandon, they just ran that in there when they were doing their 5-on-0s. They were running that. Okay? They didn't have the little V cut, but they were running that as a sideline inbounds play. Very common, old All-America's play. But what does it do? It got the ball back to a pretty good guard who's a good passer. You got a post-up option, and here's your best player coming off. Yep. And what it does was pass back here, right to ball screen. You're usually like a 4-player ball screen. No, sorry, 10. You were setting the down screen. Yeah, you were coming up. And you're like the 4, you set a ball screen. But it got the ball back to their most dynamic player in the middle of the floor at around 12, 14 seconds on the shot clock. Right? And then it's just play from that. You don't have a whole lot more time. But the idea is we got it to a position, we got a quick look inside, got a guard a little look, but now it's going right to somebody who can now create something with about 14 seconds on the shot clock. And that's really about all you have. Okay? So trying to get like 5 reversals on that is not the idea. It's how can we get the ball with a couple actions to a good position to score? Okay? And then it's just a ball screen and you guys play to that. Can you think you can try to run that? It's okay. I'm not worried with mastery. And again, I'm not concerned that you write down these plays. I'm trying to get you to think about the actions that you run. Okay, here we go. Weak. Hard cut. Ball screen. Okay, find the open person. Play. Yep, play. Keep it floating. Transition. Here we go. Find the open person. Cut, Emily, cut. Whoa, freeze. Did you have an advantage? Did you tell anybody? Did you hear her? Kind of. Give me the ball! When I was at Acadie, there was a guy named Ted Upshaw, and he was the Mike Mosier Award winner in 1981. When he would post up, he had the look of death in his eyes. And if you did not give him the ball, I guarantee you, after practice, he would, or in the game, he was in your face and saying, I was open. Give me the ball. He got the ball. You needed the ball there. Demand it. Tell him. That is a big advantage. Why do we want the ball there, girls? Easier shot. What else? She can go both ways. We're going to draw fouls. Are fouls important? They're one of the 4 factors, and they're easier to rebound. Those are easier putbacks if you miss. Right? So we must get the ball there. Not just by passing around. We need to use tall players and get them the ball, or anybody's going to steal. Play. Here we go. Play. Yes, there we go. That's what Rick taught us today. Good job. Play. See if you can't run that weak again. Trail up, Autumn. Weak. See, Autumn. Oh, freeze. We'll just go slow. You stay right here. Trail up. Remember, being fast is not always a good thing sometimes. You just want to be a reversal person. You got to make a sharper cut. No circle. Sharp cut out. Play. Pass. Sharp cut. Pass. Cross screen. Screen for Tanya. Tanya, come across. Screen down. Play. Here we go. Good cut. And stop. And you can see, I see the issue is everything's around and we just get in this circling, and we end up with outside shots all the time. Does that happen to your teams? You run punch and pass, campaign, and that's the problem. We need to get more things at the rim, creating fouls. Okay, but we've been doing this penetrate and kick and read and reacts and long enough now that we know that this is the problem. They just put it on the floor and drive. And we not create enough fouls, and we're settling for outside shots all the time. So we have to work with getting the ball inside a little more. Let's set up subs. Subs are in. White ball. Set up your offense, 4-round-1. Deb, right here with the ball. Come right here with the ball. And, this Deb. And you go right there, Deb. Other Deb right there. Right here. Now, back cut. Back cuts to me are the heart and soul of your zone and your man offense. Cuts to the rim are the most important part of our offense. Okay? So let's say that you're there with the ball, over a little bit more. And I guarantee you with your young team, this is what she wants to do. She wants to run behind the ball to get it. Does that happen with your team? That's my team. Why? Because if you have the ball, you can score. If I pass the ball, I don't get a chance to score because they never pass back to me. So they'll run behind the ball all the time. But we have to understand from an action perspective, that is one of the worst actions you can do. So, run behind the ball. Pass here. Freeze. How many more actions is it going to take us, girls, before we get a chance to get a score? It could be something that Deb has to do and something somebody else has to do. What do you think? Can you score from here? What would you have to do before you could score? How many dribbles do you think you'd have to take? 3, 2, 1 pull up and shoot the 3? I'm saying like probably for you, 2 dribbles. So she's going to have to take 2 individual dribbles, but it's probably going to take some movement or something, but somebody's either going to have to screen or, so you're probably talking like 3 or 4 actions before you get a chance to score. Now in the old days with no shot clock, that didn't matter. But if this, let's say this was off a 14-second reset, that really matters. We don't have that time to waste on this action. So give it back. Back cut this. Now let's look at freeze. Let's look at what Rick talked about this morning. Let's count the number of opportunities to score we get off this single back cut. Where's the first opportunity to score? Who has the first right to score right now? Say you're up higher, Dana. What's the first opportunity we have? Is what? Is that right? There's our first opportunity to score, is off the pass on the cut. Okay, give it back. Go right to the rim, post this time. Cut. And Dana, let's say you were, and seal Dana right at the front of the rim. Seal her right at the smile. There's our second opportunity to score. We can get a post up off that. What's the third thing if Robin still has her dribble? She can, go post. We can now do what? Attack the double gap. So we get Robin, who has our pull up or attack. There's our third good scoring opportunity. And then we got our kicks off that. And what's our last one? Back again, Deb. Is Nia now cutting into play dynamic. And of all those actions that Rick talked about, those 4 actions. So off one back cut, good back cut, we've got 4 good scoring opportunities that took that much time. So back cutting is crucial in a good FIBA offense because it gives you one of the most powerful ways to create scores. But you have to drill all those little actions to score. You have to break down and practice those scores. Does that make sense? You have to practice those things. But you have to understand why back cutting is so important and not allowing players to stand on the perimeter. Because you need to create those quick advantages right away. Okay? So we're going to start with a back cut. And we're playing off this. Okay? Here we go. Play. Okay, freeze. Back again. Rick talked about this, and I'm going to talk about it. If this was me right now, and this was my little girls, I'm going to pretend that somebody over there is injured. Oh, there she is, right there. You're injured, right? Do we have any worse markers? You're going to keep track. We're going to track and monitor the quality of the cuts to the rim. So we have to clearly define it. A quality cut is a cut that gets to the smile. If they get any of their feet touching the smile, you're going to take one of those piles and put it on another pile. Do we understand? Now, depending on the context, what we do with that information could be very interesting. I guarantee if I was coaching guys, I'm not saying on some of the older girls, there could be a little punishment involved. I still think there's a place for that sometimes. But with 12-year-old girls, I'm not doing that. But we're going to keep track and monitor because I want to see better cuts. Back again. You were up here. Your name is Kayla? Michaela. You were where, Michaela? I think right. You were there. But when you cut, you just cut across the key. And so all Amai had to do was just guard. You needed to make her guard you at the smile. So we're going to play from here. You're going to look at the back cuts. We're just playing. You ready to count our cuts? Coaches, let's watch how they're doing their cutting. We've got to get to that smile and all your cuts to the rim. There's a good cut. There's 2. There's a good cut. Keep playing, keep playing. There's a good cut. There's a good cut. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. No, circles. 4. And stop. Now, the other thing you can do is what I was doing. You can give verbal confirmation of what it is you're tracking and monitoring. Do you hear what I was doing? Good cut, bad cut, good cut. On time, late, good shot, bad shot. You have to help players understand and start to evaluate what is the key thing you're tracking so they know it's important. That's the only way I know how to change habits, is make people aware of it. You have to make them aware of it. Okay? Okay, last little thing we're going to do here. Let's look at a disadvantaged situation. You, right here. You're a lefty, aren't you? Yeah. I should have you on the other side. Let's back up. Back up. Vanessa, guard her right here in a good force position. Amai, come up like you're ready to trap. Michaela, come up there, ready to rotate. Deb, you're on that side of half. Rosella in here. Dana, protect the rim. You're ready to rotate. You're kind of like the low eye. Dana, we're in a zone press type of thing. You understand? So what's going to happen is you have to take at least one dribble in this direction. You got to go at least one dribble. You're coming to trap. You guys see, we got her at the, this is like a neutral, but it's just starting to go to the disadvantage. It's just starting to. Are you going to understand how to get out of this? I'm not going to say any word. Red, you're trying to turn this situation into a big advantage for you guys. You want the steal to the open basket down here. You're trying to turn this into a big advantage. Play. Oh, you have her, you got her, yes! Oh. And stop. Oh, Red, you had her. She's taking all the neutral dribbles. Just like, go chew on that ball. Just get in there and pressure her. Is that how you're going to solve that? I don't know. I'm not going to help you. You figure it out. Here we go. Back over. I don't know. Is it only her fault? Are you guys going to let her out there to hang out to dry? I don't know. This is a disadvantage. Your team's in trouble right now. You have to avoid this situation. And it's not like, well, she should know better. See if you guys can't figure this out. Here we go. Play. Oh, you have to take a dribble. You have to take at least one dribble. Take one dribble. I might just back one step. Here we go. Play. Play. Oh, freeze. Oh, Deb. You see what happened? We had a disadvantage. We got it to neutral. If you had made the next pass, you had a small advantage. Well, I think you had the big advantage. You froze the ball and allowed the defense to get back to what? Neutral. Right? They got back to where they could protect the basket, pressure the ball, and match up. We needed, who was the person right there? You needed to say, Deb! Because we had them beat, we had a three, we had a layup, and they had to understand. Your players have to understand that. Turn them into big advantages. Okay, let's set up another one. Switch it, subs. Here we go. Who wants to be in a bad situation and solve it? Come on. No one? Emily, come on up here. White's on offense. You're going to stand like this. Does this ever happen? Have any of you girls ever seen Emily get caught in this position? Yes, you've all been in this. Right up and get on top of her foot. This is your pivot foot. That's your pivot. Put your weight way back here, though. Way back. Hold the ball above your head. Does this ever happen in your team? Happens all the time in my team. All the time. Big girl syndrome. Like you put it above your head and okay. And you were dead. Now you got to protect your nose, protect your face. We're going to play out of this. Now, White, don't you leave her out to solve this all by yourself. There's probably something you've got to do, but there's probably something they've got to do too. Play. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. Ooh, I don't know. Give you another shot to solve this. Here we go. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. Oh, go. Home run. Okay, we'll set it up again. That's what the defense wants. They're like piranhas. They see that disadvantage, they're all over it. Now, What's the number one thing you've got to do to solve this problem that you have to do? Space is one thing. In Rob, what's the main one you have to do? Balance. How can you get on balance? Yeah, now remember, that's good. Your front foot's your pivot foot, put it in there, and you're leaning way back here. The first thing you got to do is get down and get on balance. Get on balance first. Okay? Now you have to start thinking about pivoting. What were you doing? Back cutting? Is that a good thing? I think it's okay. Then what are you going to do, Naya? But where may you have to fill in this one? This is where you might have to fill behind the ball. Okay? And then it's the same thing. You may have to fill behind the ball. Because she may not be able to get to a position where she can look at the basket. Okay, we're going to play again. Let's see if you can't solve it. Play. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now you got 4 seconds on it, and freeze. Now, see, that's where, again, how much time's on the shot clock, but you can see that position is a bad spot. And again, I don't think there's anything wrong with practicing from that positioning, because they learn to avoid it. And that's what we're trying to get. How do I avoid some certain situations? Let's do one last one. Flip it around. Flip it around. Lauren, you've got the ball. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to put your head down, drive baseline, and pick it up right at the letter N. Does this ever happen to your team, coaches? Happens to my team all the time. Drive baseline, pick it up down there. My girls would probably try our floating. They love to say, we're working on my floater. I say you're working on your bad shot because you were off balance. But they call it the floater. Now, that's the excuse for taking a bad layup or a bad shot as a floater. So we're going to drive there, and you've got to pick it up, and we're going to solve this problem. There's only 10 seconds on the shot clock. No, let's say there's only 6 seconds on the shot clock. So, Lauren, you're right here. You got to start from here, and you just cut her off. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Play. 5, 4, 3. Ooh, I love that one. That was going to be good, but you needed a catchable pass. Catchable pass. Tanya, that was good action by you. Ready? As soon as you dribble. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And there's our floater. Oh, okay. Okay. But you probably had to take it, right? Because there was 1 second on the shot clock. What do you think? Is there another way to solve that? Is there another way we could have solved that? Drive down there. Okay. How else might we solve this? With 6, where do we need to get to really score? We need something pressuring this area. Now, we had the first one, we had a good back cut by you. But it might be one of you, especially if they're turning their head. So if you see her turn her head, you might be the one who busts in there. Or she turns her head, bust hard, and then find the windows. I'm going to show tomorrow some stuff just for this kind of stuff. Okay, we'll do one more of those, Lauren. Let's see how we do. Okay, freeze. You don't have to pick the ball up this time. Same action, but you don't have to pick it up. 6 seconds as soon as you dribble. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and stop. Okay. Let's come back to half and subs are in. Let's set up our flow drill. Set up flow. Robin's got the ball, so white across here, red in front. Now we're going to put a bunch of situations in where they might have to find, use, create, or avoid. No, white, all the way across here. White, right across half, in the lanes and the alleys. Robin passes to Michaela, passes to Emily, to Deb. You always like to be the guard, don't you, Deb? No, you could have stayed there. That's okay. So, when Robin passes, Deb, you and Robin cross. Pass here. You're the one that steps back to be the trail. Okay, red. Whoa, wait. Here's what I'm going to signal to red. I might just say, go back and match up. I might say that you have to come and slap my hand. I might say, double team somebody. You understand? You might go and double. We're going to play. White, don't look at me. Red, look here. Everybody see my eyes? Don't you look, Deb. Whoa, 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 hold it, hold it, hold it. Wait, I'm an old guy, give me time. One of my favorite movies is the Aristocats. Aristocat, and in it there's two old dogs. And this old dog says, I'm the leader, I'm the one who tells when we go. Right? I'm the leader. So you gotta wait. Ready? Wait. Go. Oh. Play, 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 play. Find the advantage. Who's open? Who's open? Who's open? And stop. Freeze. Give it back to Vanessa. Who was the open player, Vanessa? Who was open? Were you open? Yes, and you were. And that's what happens sometimes. They don't realize that they're the open player. Now, does that mean she has to jack up the 3? No. But you may want to just start to come in and know that you got Dana and like you're going to be a threat to shoot. Okay? What were you thinking? Okay, but the only problem with passing the Rizal is how big is that window in there? That's like pretty threading the needle in that one. Okay? Might be different. It's Dana going down, it's going to dunk it. Okay, my ball. Set it up. Subs are in. Subs are in. Red's on offense. Cross here. Red, line up. Where's my doublers that time? Go really aggressive on the double team. White's over there, match up. White, you're looking at me. Same thing. White, here's what you're doing this time. Play. And freeze. Do you see anybody looking inside? Where's Randy? Randy, you still here? That's what we're going to work on, girls. We have to get some things at the basket. And tomorrow I'm going to show you coaches some stuff that will build on that. But can you see how it just gets in this pattern of penetrate, pass outside, and you get in this little weave going? And I'm sure that's what happens to my team too. And I'll show you the things that we're working on so we can get some things at the rim when I'm not really creating an advantage on the dribble. And that's what happens a lot. They're not really creating an advantage. It's really neutral dribbling. Okay, so we'll have to work on that tomorrow because I can't do it now. But for now, what I'm going to do is, how's our cuts? Are you still keeping track of cuts? That was your job. What do you think, because you're injured, you get to lie down, your foot up? You have a responsibility. I'm just joking. How many good cuts do we have? 6. Out of how many? So maybe now, see, this is where we have 2 colors, and she would keep bad cuts, good cuts. Okay, now you're going to keep track of shots. We're going to go here for about a minute. I want you to keep, if you think it's a good shot, because it had Rob, has to have Rob, range, open and balance, put it in the good shot pile. If it doesn't, put it in the bad shot pile. Okay, we're going to play from here. Subs are in, subs, quick. Here we go. Line up. Okay, give me the ball, Robin. Look away, White, look away. Go crazy. Right? Run right at her. Robin, play. Whoa. No. You guys have to pass it to there before, right? She has to get the ball. Right? You got to make one more pass. And you run right up her, trap her, not the catch. Robin, play. Go. Trap her. Oh, neutral. We got it new. Need an action. Good action, Niall. Need an action. It's neutral. Got an advantage. You have the advantage. 4, 3, 2, 1, brr, too long, go, the other way, go, 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 go. Find the open person, find it, Roselle, get the middle. And stop. I would say that was Roselle. I would throw it next time, hit her right in the back of the head. You need to see the ball, Emerson. Right? That happened. But did you notice, come back here, Roselle, and this is the same thing that happens with all our teams. Notice how that lane never got filled. Does that happen in your teams? And this is what happens a lot of times. We never fill the ball side lane. Okay? And it takes away options and angles. And it really can lead to a disadvantage because if Robin's a good defender, what can she do? She can start angling Roselle, and now they can start putting us into a tunnel. Right? And I'm going to show a drill tomorrow to work on this concept of making sure, but we got to get that lane filled. How's our shot? In the bad shot one? Yeah, but I forced that, didn't I? I put a fast shot clock on you. Okay? So let's play from right here, Roselle. Play. Here we go. Play. Freeze! Dan, were you open? Deb, was she open? Did she have you sealed to the outside? She was closer to the basket than you were? Emerson right here. Just seal like you were right now. Emerson, you were right here. Did you see this? No. Did you tell her that? No. Deb's like, thank goodness. Because she's going to be in foul trouble 5 possessions into the game. And she is their best defensive player on this team. She is the one who protects the rim. She's the one who makes it hard for all you little guards to get layups. You need to get her in foul trouble. So when you just kind of zoom it around and she can just stand here all day and protect the rim, you don't get the score. I'm trying to say that so maybe they change their mind while getting Dana the ball. We need to get the ball inside and you got to call for it. Play. Here we go. Play. Okay, freeze. I like what you're trying to do. Did she have an advantage there? No. Probably was putting her in a disadvantage because she had to catch it, lean out there like this, staying like that. See how she got caught in a disadvantage? So it's, again, like the idea, but we have to give her the ball in the game. Play. Here we go. Yes. Good job. Play, play. Fill the lanes, fill the lanes. Tack the elbow, tack the elbow, tack the elbow. Find the old person, find the old people, find the old people. It's neutral, you need an action, need an action. Yes, yes, yes. Good, clear. Yes, now we're playing basketball. Woo! Oh, Robin. Now, I'm going to say that. Who made the pass in the clear? Who made the pass in the clear on the post right over there? That deserves the double high five. Back one like this, and a little dance by the coach, because that was the play that set that all up. And if I don't reward that, we don't get the open 3 by you. Right? Because we finally collapsed the defense by getting it inside that it made an easy shot. You have that down as a good shot? That's right. But when we keep dribbling around, we don't get that. Okay, come on over here, girls. Have a seat. Okay, I want to thank the girls. I'm going to work with them on, Saturday and Sunday. So I know what we're going to be working on. We're going to be working on using post player, get the ball inside. Okay? I want to thank the girls. I'll see you again on the weekend. Thank you for coming out and allowing me to kind of entertain. And tell me one thing that you learned today, though. One thing you might have learned. Leadership voice. Oh, to both. Yeah, you can talk about Rick's too. Nail and flank. I like that. I put that in my notes too. Build on that for me. Different options. So I like that. Okay. Anybody else learn something today? Yeah, how to use options from advantages. Anybody build on that? Little advantage, big advantage, neutral, disadvantage. What are some disadvantages we got to avoid? What are some things we need to avoid? Going to a tunnel. Okay, so I think those are important things. Okay? Coaches, any questions from you or any things you want me to talk about tomorrow or cover tomorrow. My plan is to do some stuff on breaking down some of this stuff about, it's mostly passing and finding those advantages at the rim. And how can we get more scores at the rim inside and creating those advantages. Early offense. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about that tomorrow, but it's about creating angles. I think that's one of the things we have to do a better job on is angles and understanding those angles and where I need to look. Too many players look always straight ahead and they don't see those angles, and that's where the big money is on the angles. So we'll try to do something on that. Anything else? Yes, we'll do that. I think there's some good things. And to me, it's recognizing when you have a mismatch on a cut on a seal. Because it doesn't always have to be the big. It's more, can I seal what we call a flat defender? Just stand up for a second. So if the basket's there and I run down and she's staying flat like that, just that pin and seal. So that can be anybody, but that's a very good option. The other thing is there's certain actions, and I didn't show enough of them, but a cross-screen action, little or big, it's still a good way to get somebody open at the rim. Okay, and then I think there's some stuff off ball screen where you can, even with bigs and littles, you can get some stuff at the rim on how you do your ball screen stuff. So remember that one if I don't address it. Anyone else? Okay, the last thing I'm going to say is if you're not here tomorrow is I want to thank you for coaching. We are a country that's built on volunteer coaches. There are not a lot of people in this country who make it their living just to coach basketball. And I will put our Canadian coaches up against anybody in the world when it comes to willingness to put the time in that they can to help our young athletes be the best they can be. Okay? And don't ever demean or think what you do is not important, because you never know when you say something or do something how it's going to impact their future life. You don't know what's going through their minds, what's going through their days. And it may have been something that you said that day in practice, just that little pat in the back, that little, hey, great job, may have impacted their life in a very positive way. And we know, especially for young female athletes, involvement in sport is one of the most powerful things that they can do to help their lives. And one of the main reasons why I coach girls, because on guys you can tear me down on this one, but I think girls have a greater impact on the next generation than the guys do, because they're going to be the mothers. And they will have a big impact on what our next generation is going to be like. Not that fathers are not important, but they get the first crack at it. And if we can make them into positive mothers, sisters, it has a huge impact on our society. And now I'm going deeper. Remember that D word? We're talking about deep. But that's how powerful coaching is. It's not just about going out and trying to win the junior high championship or the little club championship. It's about all the impact we have on people's lives. Coaches impact my life. Somebody impacted your life. I'm glad that you're passing it on to someone else.